Hello and welcome to Dragon Friends. Before we start, I would like to just take a moment to address what I'm sure is the elephant in the room.
Elephant in the room?
Last time we did this stream,
Elephant,
2 weeks ago, some things were said, some mistakes were made. We called the audience. Do you like that, you horrible little dice perverts? Yeah, you like that, don't you? I bet that gives you a weird boner, you disgusting dice freaks.
I have to say, it was a horrible little stiffy.
I'd like to take this opportunity to distance myself from these remarks. I stand by calling you all horrible little dice perverts, and I think all of your bad little stiffies are awful. But you like that, don't you?
Okay,
you like it when I say you like that.
All right, Hank, underneath the house of the Thin Man, the last words said to you by a dying young acolyte of Merkul, queen of all who will one day die. This young acolyte's words are cause for alarm, as it is the only clue that you have to the whereabouts of your friends Roquefort, Selma, and Dipshit, who disappeared earlier in the day while investigating disturbances in the Waterdeep city of the dead. Now, the worship of Merkul is something that you know is usually a secret practice, commonly only performed by the faithful in secret temples and cloisters. For them to be operating openly in the middle of Waterdeep's largest cemetery on a day of public mourning, let us not forget this is the day of Sir Roderick Shaw's funeral, means that they must be planning something, and if they have your friends in their clutches, it may be soon too late to get them back. The body of Demeter lies at your feet in 3 distinct pieces. The mist is everywhere, and you can hear with the distant sound of whistles in the air that the cemetery watch are on their way.
Now, the cemetery watch, they're probably going to come to arrest us, I imagine. Is that what?
Oh, on account of the corpse, I reckon probably.
I was not
This is
talking
a very
as...
casual thing to say while you have a katana dripping with blood.
I was talking as
child's
Michael
legs.
Hing, but I'll go back to a death lecture.
And I forgot what Tommy sounded like. He just did
basically that.
Bobson. No, Tommy's like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Guys, first of all, I just want to distance myself from what just happened then.
What do you mean?
What do I mean?
What do you mean?
What do I mean? I mean that you. Well, I don't know. What's the word? I don't want to say quartered, and I don't want to say halved. What's the one for 3?
Thirded.
I don't think that's it.
The whistles are getting louder.
Are there any open graves around?
Yeah, this is a graveyard of constant movement, so there are some fresh graves.
Charlie starts rolling the body towards.
All right,
the...
Oh, cool, great idea.
Getting a little bit of blood on your hands and a lot of dirt on the body, you sort of roll it into the grave where it lands with a thump and dust rises from the grave.
Okay,
But
everyone,
it will
look.
pass muster in a short, if someone doesn't look too carefully.
Let's get our story straight. We're all grave diggers. We're here burying a body, okay?
Okay, but don't forget that last time you were here, they were very strict that there's a complete curfew on the graveyard. No one is meant to be in here.
Okay.
Also, these are just whistles in the distance for now.
Is there something like we can all like? Is there?
Can we get in our own
Wasn't there a
holes?
thing?
Yeah, is that like a crypt?
Yeah, wasn't he going to go down into a crypt or something?
Yeah.
Before we cut off his legs?
Yeah, no, he was trying to head into a mausoleum. Yes, that's
Can we
correct.
all
Let's get
scurry
in
in there,
that goddamn
Scooby-Doo style?
mausoleum.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. If you want to, you run into the mausoleum, and whoever is leading the way of hiding you can, with disadvantage, make a stealth check for the whole group if you want.
Well, that sounds like something that'll hurt me, so it's not me.
Okay, fair enough.
Ooh, no. I rolled a 9.
Right, but are you the stealthiest one?
+5.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay, so you rolled a 9.
Oh, I'm very stealthy. Oh, well.
How still are you?
+4.
I'm +5.
Oh.
Well, I rolled a 4.
Okay, cool. So let me roll. I'm going to roll opposed for the others, and for a second, you see 3 watchmen and a dog start combing the area. You can't tell yet if they are going to spot you or not, as they're making a quite methodical search. But you still have a moment. Just the 4 of you inside the mausoleum as you watch them spread out over the area. One of them reaches down in the air, and pulls a medallion from the dirt along the way that you came and points it out to his sergeant. Meanwhile, the mausoleum that you are all in seems to be a dead end. It's a mausoleum, effectively. There is a plinth.
That's a good pun, a dead end.
There's a plinth. There is an old...
Who are you talking to?
I was thinking, oh no, we're at a dead end. And then I thought, oh, that's a pun, that's a dead end. And I thought, I must remember to write that down in my funny book.
That's great, I'll remember it for you.
Thanks, Charlie.
There's a granite casket, but otherwise, like a mausoleum, there is not much else.
No, it's a dead end.
Who are you talking to?
Again to myself.
No, I'm listening.
barricade the door then?
It's going to be a very short adventure.
Can I do an
You
investigation?
barricade the four of yourselves inside a living tomb.
Can I do
A living tomb?
an investigation check to see if
Living
there's like any if there's like the lid of the lid of the sarcophagus moves
Make
or
an
anything like
investigation
that?
check.
That's a 17 plus 4.
And you're investigating specifically the sarcophagus?
Yeah.
All right, so while you're all there, Charlie moves quietly past, a glint in his eye as he tests with his hand, and he gives a little push to the side of the granite sarcophagus, and silently, as if on very well-oiled hinges, the entire top of the sarcophagus slides aside, showing stairs leading down.
Yes!
Guys, this is
Good
either a
boy.
special thing or I've suddenly got superhuman strength. Either way, it's good news.
Oh no, somebody buried those stairs.
R.I.P. stairs.
R.I.P. stairs. I hope you had a stairway to heaven. All right,
Jesus.
that's one for the funny book, Charlie. Remember that.
Okay.
Let's bloody go.
So you want to head down them?
Yes.
Okay.
Can we? Is it?
It's
can we,
so quiet, yeah. It
I
seems
can
that
sort
way.
of slide it back.
So while the guards are combing, getting closer and closer to the mausoleum, the four of you sneak down into the dark. It's pitch black inside, and at the top, Death Lich carefully slides the granite headpiece on top of the coffin again. So for all intents and purposes, the mausoleum looks unmolested as you make your way. That is a valid use of that word. You can use that word in that way. It seems fucked up, but you can.
Well, I just think technically you can. But
Yeah.
Morally? Should we?
Yeah.
Can anyone see in the dark?
Yes, I can see black and white in the dark.
All right, if you
I
can
don't
see in
think
the in the dark, you can see that not just a few steps down, there is a sconce in the wall, and there is what looks like a modern sconce that someone has put there in the last few years, and it has a brand new torch wrapped in a in kindling and smelling of oil.
Okay. Does anybody have a light?
Any of you would have tinder boxes. Anyone that's got an adventuring kit.
Yeah, I got a
I
tinderbox.
probably have
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Okay, so you grab the torch, you light it as everybody can see again, and the draft of the flame whooshes straight down the stairs towards the way that you're heading.
Neat.
Or do we follow the flame?
Yeah, I'd say we follow the flame. We're not going to go back up there because the sarcophagus looks unmolested. So
No, you're right. But now that I
What did you? Why did you use that word?
Whoa,
it's
whoa, dude! Like, what the fuck was
it's a
that?
perfectly good use of the word. What else should I say? Literally anything else?
Just say interfered with like a normal person.
Like I would maybe say like undiddled or something like that.
And then you hear from the top of the stairs, where'd they go? Well, I couldn't have gone down here. This thing's not been diddled at all.
All right, so following the draft that's clearly going down the stairs, you head further in, and after a while it levels out to a corridor and continues on and on and on. And soon the corridor, you walk in, I guess, silence, or are you guys having a lovely little conversation, or are you all just sort of dwelling in the weird moment of whatever the fuck that was?
I think I'm sitting in awkward silence.
Yeah, cool.
Silence. We
In
don't really
which
know each
case-
other that well.
Nobody really
Charlie's
talks.
just trying to think of funny thoughts, but can't.
Nobody talks for about 10-15 minutes before...
Charlie's there going, pedophile.
I don't think he does that.
before the tunnel widens up into an area that you recognize because it is one of the byways of the Beggar's Court. This has connected somehow to the sewers underneath Waterdeep. Yes.
I have a question. What is a byway?
A
I know what a highway is.
It's
Sometimes-
byway or the highway.
Yeah, sometimes in like a Paul Simon song or whatever, they'll be like byways and highways or something. Like, I
Let's-
don't know what a highway.
Let's say that a
byway is.
highway, because this is underground, let's say that a highway is on the road, and then a byway is
Well,
underneath
no,
it.
highway is when you're going towards someone. It's like, hi, byway is
It's when
hi,
you're
in the
leaving.
opposite
Yeah,
direction.
that could be
Dude,
it.
are you saying a byway is a tunnel?
Basically.
Is
But
that
it-
real?
No, I know. He's the dungeon
Identify as
master. He can say
anything these
It is in
days.
this world, yeah. It was named after Sir Byway, who invented...
being bisexual, which was cool for him to do.
Okay, fine. Are you going to canon that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
in
it's
Waterdeep, bisexuality was invented by a
Well,
knight called Sir Byway.
Popularized.
Yeah,
An
let's not say
addition-
invented.
I was going to
Yeah.
say, an addition to the Dragon Prince canon by Ben Jenkins.
Well, by Tommy Trotwood.
Give me the voice, do the voice.
It's a road. It goes under a road.
Is that what a byway
Is it hidden or is it in public
Well,
view?
by byway, what I mean particularly is that a lot of
Byway.
the Beggars Court is
Yeah, get him out. Get him.
repurposed sewers, right?
A road or track
There's-
not following a main route.
A
Yes.
repurposed sewer.
So what was
So
that?
what a
A
deep
road
is
or
it?
track not following a main route.
Oh.
As opposed to a highway, for instance.
But
So a
this-
highway's A to B, and a byway is like A to B, but scenic route.
Yeah.
So I guess, well, that's technically true because those sewers is, I suppose, in one way a scenic route. But what I mean specifically is that Waterdeep is a city who much of its civic infrastructure was built by guilds working independently.
Hey,
so
kids,
there is,
kids, let's go down here. It's a scenic route.
for example,
We're going to Wollongong, and we're going to take the scenic route.
What do you reckon? What do you reckon they grow? I don't care, Dad. What do you reckon? You reckon it's corn?
Oh, look out! All right, let's stop.
kids, everybody gather around for the photo.
Oh, we didn't look at half an hour ago. Yeah, but it's all misty.
So,
Once we get up there, you might be able to see something.
for example, there
How
are
old do you reckon that rock is?
there,
You can tell a tree's age by if you cut it down the middle the number of
there are
rings.
almost 3 to 4 different separate sewerage systems underneath Waterdeep, and that
Ooh
doesn't even
la
include
la.
like the fucked magical J.K. Rowling version that the wizards probably.
Sorry, there's
So
four.
there's one for poops, one for weeds,
No, there's one for the-
farts,
no,
and
there's
what's
one
the
for
other
cunts.
one?
No, there's
Ah.
there's a sewage system maintained by the Mercers Guild. There's a sewage system maintained by the
Yeah.
Order of Jurists. There's
Juristipoos.
Oh, Dave, you've drawn on your own nose.
I noticed and I tried not to say anything, but I simply couldn't.
it happens when I get angry at all of you. Anyway, there's all these sewage systems. They're not very well mapped, which is why
It was either that or you were so angry that a vein was popping out.
a lot of the Beggars Court has sort of grown up organically inside these sewers. This is a not very commonly used part of the Beggars Court, but it is part of the Beggars Court.
It's like a byway.
No, fuck you. Absolutely.
It's like a
fuck you. And now you've arrived back amongst your people.
Whoa! Whoa!
Wait, amongst our people?
Yeah.
You live in Quicklime House.
But
which is
are there people
inside-
around us?
No.
Right,
As I
okay.
said, not well used.
Hey, if we run into anybody, I don't want to. I just don't think we should mention that we trisected that child.
Yeah, well, I mean, do you think it's going to come up in conversation?
No, but I mean, I think if it does, or if there's like sort of an opening to be like,
Right.
what did you do tonight? I think it was like 18. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I mean, let's round it up.
let's round it exactly. Round it
Even
up.
just so we can sleep tonight.
Just for murdering. I'd much rather we murdered an adult.
But he was a baddie, right?
Well, I don't think we really had time to ascertain that.
Just as we
Shouldn't
go
become
ahead with our
ours.
adventures, just something I want to tell you guys is that it's really hard for me to forget anything. So,
Oh goodness. Well, that must be really traumatic for you. Oh, that look.
I mean, reach into your pockets, look for a cookie.
Yeah.
So I've kind of like lost my voice. This is how I talk, right?
This is yeah. Are you on TikTok again? Or are you talking Zip Zop? Sorry, are you?
Yes. Oh shit, guys! I was live streaming that whole conversation.
Wait, were you live streaming on Zip Zop when you killed that kid?
Yeah, I was. Is that going to be a problem for us?
How many followers do you have?
Wait, how many does Tom Cardi? 120,000.
That's a lot
I
of
always
people.
have 20,000 more than Tom Cardi.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people.
N plus 20,000, where N is Tom Clark.
Okay, so seriously, you left your Zip Zop stone on. Send?
No, did you?
Make for me an intelligence check.
Well, I probably had my phone in my pocket. I
Yeah.
probably wasn't doing that.
I reckon that the I'll tell you what. No, I'll give you an easy DC because that's a stupid thing to do. But I think because you brought it up, make an intelligence check.
Stupid phone. Oh, it's different on the phone, Dave.
It's right. Just roll for a start, or throw the stone.
12.
Okay, a 12 plus your intelligence is
Not there.
14, so that's enough for an easy. So you're okay. And so in that case, you were not. Congratulations, you were not live streaming a murder of a child.
Oh, thank goodness, because like that could have been probo for me.
But that reminds you, and you start, I assume, live streaming in the corner. So, while this is happening, you extinguish the torch, Charlie.
Oh.
well, there's light sources.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
I think there's luminous fungi in a lot of the sewers. And so you extinguish the torch, and as you do, you notice for the first time that it has a chain wrapped around it, and the chain is stamped with a symbol.
What's that say?
It's a.
It looks like an effigy of a very crude form of the figure of a person,
Just like a big.
a circle stick
Hard.
figure.
Like the thing that's
A big. Are you asking if the figure has a big dick?
Well,
Well,
when you
it said
said
as a crude.
Well, do you know what I'm picturing?
Yeah.
You know what I'm picturing?
What are you picturing or are you pitching?
You know what, I'm doing kind of both at once. I'm picturing, you know, in The Big Lebowski when
Yes, exactly.
when he rubs that thing with
The guy with the boner?
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking is
It's
Do you know that's probably one of my favourite moments in any film.
very funny. I'm
so fucking stupid.
I'm surprised that didn't become dick butt, like
Yeah.
as a meme. That's funnier to me. So it's a symbol of a man, the slightly out of proportion. They're standing at rest. Their arms and legs are unnaturally long, it looks like.
Is this the Thin Man?
Possibly. So you did hear that beneath the house of the Thin Man is where you would find your friends.
Yes.
Beneath the house, and that was.
Does this ring? Can anyone roll a history check and see if that?
Yeah, I've got quite good history from memory. Yeah, I got a +4.
Yeah, okay,
So I'm going to do that a roll, and that's a bloody 21.
Oh!
Well done. Okay, well you look at that and you remember that it looks in some ways like a house sigil that you recognize from a house of Cormyrean merchants who live in the up in the North Ward, called House Delgado.
Guys, if I'm not mistaken, this is the sigil of House Delgado. Demi Lovato's house.
Now none of you had a chance to look at where
What the fuck, dude?
Jesus Christ, man! Come on.
What are you
What does that
talking
mean?
about?
before we started this stream.
What do those words mean?
Ben was here a little bit before a lot of people, and I had a quick chat with him, and he said one of the things I would really like us to do this stream is
Yeah.
if we could just be a little bit less silly, because like we're doing a lot of
Stay on track.
we'll just play a bit.
Well, I don't think. Yeah.
And in my folly, I believed you.
So I just want
full of
everyone to
runs.
know that this is Ben doing his best.
I'm doing
It's
my
a terrifying thought.
So yes,
best. It's House Delgado,
yes.
which sounds
So
like
it's
kind
like-
of
it's-
sounds like knockoff handbags. Like, oh, this is a Delgado.
Oh,
Well,
shit,
the
is
Delgado.
it?
It's interesting you said that. The Delgado were merchants. They made their money importing from Cormyr.
Cheap leather jackets.
In the southeast, the city of the Purple Dragon, and they became.
Now, is that true, or did you just make that up? Is that in a book somewhere?
I think.
None of it's real. It's all man.
What?
I think that's true. I think that was a bit of real D&D.
Simon's been going to dinner parties thinking like that he's
I was booking a holiday here. My travel agent. It makes sense why she's been ignoring my calls. Oh my god.
Imagining you at a dinner party being like, you know, it's such. It reminds one of the Beggar King of Waterdeep, which I'm sure
The
you'll.
sword coast is beautiful this time of year.
So they're Cormyrean merchants. They became quite wealthy, and
How wealthy? Make them.
Well, they invented Kumara, so
Yeah.
pretty.
What kind of in so 2021 times? Are
Yeah.
we talking? Are they Bill Gates? Are they?
they're not Bill Gates. No, they would be like, I reckon they are as rich.
Just a random person in China?
Rich as
Is that how
him.
rich they are?
Yeah, I think that they're. I would say that they are.
We'll
as,
live like kings.
I'm trying to think of like what would be like something that if you invented, you would be a bit rich, but not that rich.
Ooh, the iPad.
Steve
I reckon Steve Jobs was.
What about the
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 Post-its.
plastic thing that goes around a bag of bread?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, all right. I mean, I think they're pretty comfortable, but they're this.
Our show had an interview with the guy who invented the milk crate this week.
Yeah.
And he didn't seem to be rolling it. Like,
Under what pretense were you interviewing the man who invented the milk crate?
we thought he'd be really loaded, so as part of a heist.
You know, I was hiding
Yeah.
behind the chair with a
Wait,
gun.
so you've sold a startup, maybe.
Yeah, well, basically they're one generation wealth, right? So they're it's like
They're like about as rich as like a Dave Harmon or whatever.
Are they as rich as a Dado?
they're as rich as a Dado. They're as rich as a Dr. Lee.
Who's Dr. Lee? Oh, my mum.
Or
Yeah.
my dad. You've got to be more clear.
Yeah, my mum around his dad. Similar levels of wealth, I imagine. I don't know.
Wait, the combined wealth?
No, they have. They're like, for instance, the house when I said in the north, that's in the North Ward, is their townhouse.
Oh,
They
Like
also have-
1980s TV money. Maybe.
They have
Yeah.
estates.
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's good.
That's what
Carrie
we
Ann
want.
Kennelly money.
Yes, Carrie Ann
tack.
Kennelly. Carrie Ann Kennelly money. That's it.
I was going to say they have executive producer of Hey Hey It's Saturday money, but I think Carrie Ann
money's-
Kenley's. CAC money's good.
CAC money's
Yeah.
good. Because she still works, but you get the vibe she doesn't have to.
No.
She loves it.
And you know what? She really
Shouldn't.
doesn't have to. I can't.
I only realized it recently when John Mulaney checked himself into rehab, when I was like, a lot of the people where you're like, oh, they're so rich, why do they work?
Yeah.
You start realizing it's because they fucking have to, because of their personalities.
Oh, right. I
Oh,
thought you
sure.
meant because they need to buy drugs.
No, that's not what
Not that
that's
expensive.
not where I was
This feels
going.
like we're just getting the boot into John Mulaney now.
I went fucking never.
No, because
John
he, was,
Mulaney,
he
he's-
said he had to, like during the pandemic, he went and got a job as like a staff writer on
He was
one of
running
the
Yeah.
Seth Meyers.
shows.
Yeah.
That was what made me think about that.
Do
Yeah.
you know, we did this. Me and Hing did recorded a 3 Minute Home with Jordan Morris the other day, and he was
Alright.
telling us, and he's telling us a story about how Nick Cage has like crazy money problems. I didn't realize this. It's like the most obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why he's in all the movies he's in.
Yeah, right.
And Jordan lives near like an auctioneer's that does like estate sales. And he went to a Nick Cage estate sale when the IRS was like, you owe us so much money, Nick Cage. Sell at least some of your bullshit. And he has on his wall like a painting that was I think it's like a
It's like $40 or whatever.
It was $40.
No, it used to belong to Nicolas Cage.
But Nicolas Cage was selling suits of armor that were available and multiple thrones.
Also full dinosaur skeletons?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Or did he have to return one of those to China?
No, he had to. Yeah, he got caught up in a bit of a ring, I believe.
Can you imagine though, if
my
you're Nicolas Cage,
goodness.
you're like, I used to be someone in this town, I had so much success, and now I have to just constantly have these things where podcasters come and buy all my shit just for the joke of it.
Liquidating a throne is just such
Yeah.
hubris.
Oh, it's
Anyway, sorry, Dave. We're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. All right, so that's who.
boo, boo, boo.
Fuck you both. So that is who the House Delgado.
Yes.
You also know, Tomathan, because you rolled quite well, that apparently recently they've been a little bit out of favour in the city, and that coincides with the death of the patriarch of the family, Emilio Delgado.
Do you know, I was, because I have the same physiotherapist.
That's why.
I have the same physiotherapist as one of the Delgados, and that physio who's bloody got loose lips, magic fingers, loose lips.
What have you told him?
Well, I haven't been since I've been a detective because I could tell him anything. You know what I mean? The second he goes, boop, I go, oh, secrets. You know, because he's got magic fingers. It's not like a hand job thing, if that's what you're thinking. Was anybody thinking that?
No.
I wasn't until you said it.
Okay,
Now that
well,
you've
it's not
said
a
it,
hand job thing.
You're being quite defensive about this now.
Well, because physios don't do that.
I know they don't usually, but
Anyway, he was
Wait,
telling
what's
me
a
that
hand job?
it's where you go, good boy, and they
I
patch
love
it-
hand
yeah.
jobs.
Oh no, well, don't. Oh dear. So
Don't go around asking for hand jobs, okay, dude?
it'll make you seem uncool.
yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah. Cool. I'm cool. I'll be cool.
he is cool, guys.
But just between us, I can ask for hand jobs, right?
Oh,
From friends?
I'd really rather that you didn't.
I'm sure, like an established relationship, with someone, that's probably the best way to have a hand job, or just.
Why don't we call them something different? Handies.
Wristies, because you're using your wrist.
Yeah, we use your wrist when you
Yeah.
paddle. We'll call them
HJs.
Wristies.
So anyway, he was saying that ever since Emilio Delgado died, and he died on the toilet. Ever since Emilio Delgado died, that family's been out of favour. Not because he died on the toilet, because then you can die anywhere. You know, that's not a bad thing about somebody's character.
My
if they
grandfather
die.
died on the toilet.
Well, there you go. See, exactly. But for a dog, the toilet's anywhere.
Oh,
so,
this is
it's
a
Simon.
sign.
Oh, right.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, he fell off. Maybe that's what. Anyway.
I know, he just died pooing. They found him just sat up. They said, oh, you've been in there a while? Oh, he's dead. So anyway.
Your physio told you all of this?
Oh, he's got magic fingers. Anyway, so he
Are
said
you
that.
ever worried about what he says about you, your physio?
Well, like I say, ever since I've had all these bloody secrets up inside me, I haven't been going to Carlos.
That must make you really tense.
I'm very tense. I haven't had a
You
hand
need
job
a
in
hand
months.
Okay, so
All that from a 21.
yeah, well done. So
They live up north.
they live up in the North Ward, which is a kind of swanky part of town of Waterdeep.
Oh, it's so nice. Put on your fancy shoes.
I know
and
you have an address
Yes.
that is one of those streets where it's actually technically part of the ship ward.
Is it just a PO box?
No, but yeah. So you keep a PO box in the North Ward so that you can have business cards made. Tomathan Trotwood actually lives in the ship ward nearby.
Yeah.
But your address says the North Ward. It's that kind of
Yeah.
aspirational neighborhood.
Yeah. It's very nice. They've got a wonderful sandwich shop.
What's it called?
Yeah, Ben, what's it called?
I heard it had a really funny pun name.
Yes, it's called Sandwiches because we're in, they're witches who run it, and they're lovely. They're really lovely. They've got.
They don't run like a Twitter account with a sand fucking witches.
Yeah, well, they're really into politics, very hyper-local politics, very partisan. But no, sandwiches, they're great. You see them there and they're making sandwiches, mucking in.
Do they make them magically or just make them regular?
No, they've got a nice little deli counter.
Anyway.
So... All we
midnight.
have to go on, we know our friends are like trapped under the house of the Thin Man. So like, weren't we just in the house of the Thin Man?
So that was a mausoleum. Yeah, you're not sure if that mausoleum was connected.
Let's
The
bust
torch,
in.
which I said seemed to be more modern than the mausoleum, it seems like it was stamped, like it was materials that were made in the workshops owned by the Delgado family.
Is there any signage or anything? Do we see that sigil anywhere around on the?
Tomathan has said that he thinks he recognises that symbol from the crest.
But
of house.
but in the sewers, is there any
No, not at all. In
Let's
fact,
go to the place where Tomathan thought he saw it.
Yeah, so just to be clear what Tomathan knows, what they saw...
because you improvised a lot of it.
What they saw on the thing means that Delgado's made something for this cult, because they make shit.
Potentially, there's a connection there. Yes,
Cool.
And you, but like I said, you think you recognise the sigil, and it's a.
Look, I say we go there. I've got to see if I've got anything in my PO box anyway, so let's go up there.
Okay, are we being ourselves or are we doing secret identities?
Well, I can be myself because I'm in that neighbourhood a lot.
Okay, we'll just be your nephews, nieces, that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, we got to go and find...
I'll be your grandpa.
We got to go find a Delgado person, right?
Here, have a Werther's original.
See, that's good. That's exactly what my
really
grandpa
good.
would say.
You're a disappointment to me.
Are you heading towards the north
Yeah,
while you do this? All right, great. So you make your way up, and soon you find yourselves outside the townhouse of the Delgado family.
What happened to your law degree?
And you can see that true to the word,
I was in the war.
it's a beautiful 2-story townhouse. It is surrounded by an honestly quite sickly-looking orchard. You can sort of smell the perfume of overripe fruit trees wafting over large, intimidating 10-foot walls that are sectioning off basically a city block of the Northwood, so it doesn't jot up against any other buildings. It's surrounded by this little orchard. There's a gate at the front with a watch box, and it's, as I said, it's only 2 stories high. There are more ostentatious buildings, and at on the gateway of wrought iron as well, there is a stylized version of what you can clearly see is the same. The Lebowski-Boner sigil that can only be the sigil of House
Now,
Delgado.
I know, because I got a roll 21, the names of the Delgados that kind of rose after Emilio died. Right?
No, you don't. You only know Emilio and Eliza. Eliza was his wife, presumably his widow.
Eliza's still alive, though?
Lady Eliza. You don't know what happened to her. Your physio didn't know.
Okay.
So that's all you know, is
But I know the name Eliza Delgado.
You know Lady Eliza Delgado. You know that a month ago, Emilio Delgado died.
On the toilet.
On the toilet.
Apparently.
Knock, take it. Oh,
Well,
it's dead.
as you are considering what you want to do across the street, you see suddenly that the gates surprisingly open. And as they open, it's a figure in the livery of House Delgado escorting a man in a black frock coat suit with a small bag, holding a small bag, out of the premises.
Out.
Yeah, he's escorting him out. And he says something to the guard that's sitting in the watch box as they start to walk out of the building.
Let's follow this guy.
Well, here's the thing.
Oh, by bag, I mean he's holding a valise.
What?
Oh.
Oh, don't worry about
You guys know what a valise is, right? Yeah,
You know what a valise is.
We all know what a valise is.
I always pretend I
We all
know.
know what a valise
Whoop,
is.
it's the sound of the valise.
What is a valise, Dave?
A valise it's a doctor's bag. It's like
Oh, sure.
it's the bags they open at the top.
Dave was
Valise
trying...
Navidad.
Yeah,
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Dr. Christmas, my favourite
Guys,
song.
I know that this isn't the done thing
I have no doubt that I pronounced that wrong.
in adventuring parties, but we're not an adventuring party, we're a detecting party.
Sure.
I think we split up.
Okay.
I think 2 of us go follow that man carrying the valise,
Okay.
and 2 of us get into that party.
Well, I mean, we're the coolest here, so we'll get to the party, I guess.
Well, that is one way of doing it.
Uh-huh.
But I sort of have it in because we have mutual friends.
Okay.
And you guys are very stealthy.
Okay,
And you're very stealthy. You're like a walking shadow.
we'll go kill this doctor. Good.
No, again, I really need
and
to.
I like, fool me once. Seriously, dude. Like, fool me once, I'll let you kill someone. Fool me twice, I'll probably say no.
Can I just say the magic number of murders is 0 for this.
For who?
Well, I'm not.
Just seems you already know I'm at 1, so...
Well, yeah,
That feels
no,
like-
we're
that feels-
resetting.
It's a rigged game.
It feels like I can't win.
We've reset the
You know how
counter.
that makes me feel? It makes me feel like you're setting up to fail.
I don't even remember.
When you tell me the magic number is 0 and I'm already at 1, how do you think that makes me feel?
He's gripping his katana handle very tightly.
Let me just say,
Deathlich, I think you're like projecting some of your dad's stuff on Tommy just because he's an old fuck.
Listen to your grandpa. Go and follow that guy, and we'll go to the party.
yeah.
Okay. And we won't kill him. Wink.
Okay, I really need to. Can I just talk to you?
Sure.
The ideal number of murders is
3.
no. 0.
I'll remember.
It does look like 3.
Like this.
Okay, great. So,
What are you doing?
yeah, you're making...
Like this. Like this. All right. This. I'm saying, and as I walk back into the gate, I'm going like this. All right. All right.
And your physio sees you. He goes, ah! Now it is my turn.
Okay, so you're splitting... All right, so you're splitting the party, in which case the two like a shadow of Zephyr, Bell, and Deathlich
Is anyone still watching this?
300
Yeah.
people. I need you to roll for me a stealth check.
Show.
14. 8.
Oh, okay, 14 and 8. So you travel, you walk for a little bit, and as you're getting closer, you start to hear just a tiny little bit of conversation, as you can see that the guard that is escorting the doctor seems to be quite troubled. Quite apologetic. And the doctor, as he's leaving, is saying, "You don't understand. The young mistress is in no condition to still be in the house. It is outrageous that she is not leaving with me at once for one of the temples, and... I'm sorry, do I know you?" And he instantly, at that point, his back goes up as he realizes that you're both following him.
Yes, you do.
"I don't think I do.
I'm one of your patients.
What's my name?"
Doctor.
Farts.
No. Your name is the Good Doctor.
My name is the Good Doctor.
I think of you as the Good Doctor.
Make for me, charitably, a deception check with disadvantage, because you don't even know who this person is. This is what we call a hero gambit. You rolled a 7.
Oh fuck! 9 is the total. Okay.
Okay.
Can I have a go of something?
No, because I think that what has happened there is that Hing has...
No, I think Al's going to try and cast a spell.
Well, I was going to
No,
say...
I asked it and he said no.
Well, the thing is if you keep letting Hing talk first, the consequences have to be enacted before you talk second. I would suggest not letting him do that.
Yeah, okay.
I think. So is anyone else getting an echo?
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
I think it's that TV's volume.
Oh, give it to me.
But this is the camera control. So there's
Yeah,
another.
I've
remote.
also was hearing a slight echo, and it was bugging me. Look, we're almost through this half, so we'll fix it before the next half. So look, I don't know exactly what game you were playing, but I am hardly in the mood, and I think I've had just about enough from you, Lorenzo. And the guard sort of tucks away and he says, "Now, if you excuse me, it seems I'm not to save a life today, so this has all been a wasted afternoon, unless you have something for me."
Yes.
Are you doing the same voice as him? Are you two related? I don't understand.
No,
We're not related.
Not related.
Doctor, I'm friends with that young mistress of the house. From the house, Delgado.
Delgado.
We went to school together, we're school chums, and I'm so worried about her, doctor, and I just really, what can you tell
Checking
me?
her phone.
I'm so totally worried.
Really?
One sec. We're so concerned about her well-being because,
I was going to ask, is this magically enhanced? Or
Yes,
not?
I want to cast a charm person. That's why
Charm
I got
person.
my phone out. Dave, bing bong.
All right, okay.
It must make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, he
You know
rolled
how it
he rolled a
works.
6, which means that as you pull out your zip-zop phone, you use it to cast a quick glamour on him. And there is a tiny...
What did you do, Ben?
I broke the dragon. I was fiddling with the dragon and I broke the dragon. I'm really sorry because this was some good play. I'm just gonna.
So yeah, you...
Don't put it on the floor because someone will step on it.
So you basically to Deathlich, it looks like you blow some dust off your zip-zop phone, and there's an imperceptible glimmer of silver over the doctor's eyes as he sort of relaxes and breaks into a smile and says, "A school friend, of course. You must let me get them to let me see her. She's locked up in her parlor on the 2nd floor. She's suffering what is clearly an episode of St. Cuthbert's dance. It's late stage, and if I can get her to one of the temples, there may still be time to save the poor girl's life."
Oh my god, like that's like our worst nightmare that she would suffer from St. Cuthbert's dance.
And yet, her mother will not allow me even to see her.
That is so like seriously, her mother. I've told you about her mother, right?
Yeah, she's a total nerd.
Lady Eliza has her problems, and I'm sure she has her reasons. And no doubt the grief is compacted by the fact that this is the same malady that struck down her dearly departed father. And as he says that, he looks...
Is this the man who died on the toilet?
Yeah, is this like a toilet disease?
He looks and says, you do not know? The toilet story was a fabrication to save the family humiliation. You understand?
Wait, that was to save him from humiliation.
What happened was more embarrassing than dying on the toilet.
I've said too much. I'm sorry. I do not understand. I do not know how close you were to the family. I am returning to my offices. He gives you a card that says Dr. Fearman of
Fearman.
Castle Street, and he says, "I'm returning to my practices. If you can convince them to send a coach, I will be up all night. I fear that by tomorrow it will be too late." And as he says that, he walks off away from the two of you. But you've managed to get a little bit of information out of him.
Hey, doctor.
Yes, sorry, yes.
Thank you.
And doctor, I've just like had this thing on my throat. I think it's like a node or something, but it's like been really troubling me. But it's mostly like at night time.
She told me sometimes it leaks pus.
Could you just have a quick look at it, like while we're
Neck
here?
pus.
I don't really do surgery in the dark.
You swore an oath.
What?
You swore an oath. Damn.
Make a persuasion check.
It was really more for the gag. I don't really want this.
10? Does that do anything?
We have advantage because he's been charmed.
9.
No,
so 10
look.
is the highest.
You have my card. Book an appointment with the practice. See you in the morning. I'm sure it's not that severe. And I honestly have bigger things on my mind. And he walks away. Now, while this is
You
happening,
swore an oath.
there is a conversation that is happening. You approaching the guard box?
Yes.
Great. So as you approach the guard box, you see that there is just a small stool inside, basically a little structure that's just big enough for a person on a stool to sit, with a tiny little window. And there's a quite bored-looking soldier inside, and he looks up at you, and he does a little, what looks like a slightly mocking salute as he sort of tugs at his forelock, and he goes, "Invitations?
Yes, very much so. First of all, what's your name?
Lackey?"
Lackey. Lackey the Lackey.
Don't like-
Not saying that you're he's...
This is an honour, this position.
Absolutely, and you're doing such a good job. Look, I have an appointment to see Lady Eliza at this party. She invited me especially.
Invitation.
No, it's not an invitation because I'm
Sorry, I ate it.
See, he ate my invitation. You can't take him anywhere. He's a good boy though. I'll give him a handy later for that. He's a good.
You'll give the dog what?
Give him a handy. Give him a wristy.
Does that mean what I think it means?
Yes. You know, just a little.
Why are you telling me this?
Because he's been a good boy.
Make with advantage because you really. I cannot tell you, Lucky has incredibly simple instructions, which is that nobody is to enter without an invitation. But you've sort of hit him with 3 facts really quickly, and you've taken him off script, and now he doesn't really know what he's doing. So with persuasion, with advantage, make a persuasion check.
Sure. So my first one is not great. Let's forget about that. That was a 5.
Better one. Second one better be good.
That's an 11.
No, I'm sorry. I need an invitation.
Well, technically, the invitation is right here.
No, you can't. You can't. You for a second there, I could see what you were trying to do. Look, I know there's a lot of people that want to get into this party, and if I could get my friends in, I'd be getting my friends in. But I can't get my friends in, so I'm not getting you in. Understand?
Do I have any money?
Oh, yeah, you do. Because you have the noble start condition, and I think you've actually also earned a bit of money.
Yeah.
So you should be writing it down, but I will say that you probably have about, let's say that you have 50 gold coins at this point.
I've got 10 gold and 30 silver.
Yeah, that which is 13 gold.
Right, okay.
So I have 50 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm. Which you would have more because you have the noble starting profession.
Okay. Hey, Lucky.
Yeah.
I'm gonna level with you here.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a business proposition for Lady Eliza, and it's very important that I speak to her now. It's rude to interrupt, but here's the thing. This has the potential to make me a lot of money. And as a businessman, I am not going to let you not be cut in on this opportunity, Lucky, because that's what this is. It's an opportunity. Now, to show you that I'm serious, I want you to have a hold of that. And he gives him 50 gold pieces in his hand.
50. You're giving this guard 50 gold coins?
I'm telling him to hold it. Now, what do you think? What do you think's in there? What do you think's in there? Do you think there's rocks in there? Do you think there's ants in there? Wouldn't be ants in there.
It's not ants.
No, it's not ants.
It's not ants.
Wouldn't weigh as much if there were ants in there. What do you think? Open it up. Open it up.
It would be a bigger bag if it was ants.
Would it be a bigger bag?
If it weighed the same.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And you just need a meeting with Lady Eliza.
I just need to walk in there, and you can have some of that.
Well, hang on.
I just want you to see that I'm a serious man who has some money.
And also, well, I want all of this.
You want all of
now, but now you're a serious man and he's got your money, so you don't have the money
That's
anymore.
my negotiating position now because I know how much money you have. I want all of this. If you'd only shown me a small
He
amount
could
of
just
it.
say that's his money that he's never seen you hold
Okay,
a game
Charlie,
before.
Charlie,
That's his money.
Charlie, I need you to just 1 second. Just give me one second.
I'm just saying that there's lots of different angles on this, and he could be
We're
interpreting
doing
it
the art of the
different to
deal,
you.
Charlie. Art of the deal. Just 1 second. Do you know
You
what?
turn back and he's not holding the pouch.
Do you know what?
What?
You've earned all 50.
What 50?
We've earned all 50, and then he just walks in. What's
All
he gonna do? He just walks in.
Okay, look, 50 gold coins is a lot of money. So, is Charlie following you?
Yeah.
All right, the
Going
two
like, that was a lot of money.
of you
Do you
walk
have heaps
in.
of money?
You have lost all your money. So it's very easy to remember. Tomathan now has no money, and let me tell you, Tomathan cleared out his bank accounts when he was a detective because he thought he would need. I think he read a lot of detective books about needing a bankroll.
Yep.
And he thought there'd be a lot of high stakes poker games that he'd need to be part of, and he really got excited about being a detective.
What's 50 gold pieces in like Australian dollars? Do you think?
I would say that a good sword would cost you that a blacksmith might work on for a week.
Well, I don't know.
No, it would cost you like 5 gold coins, for example.
Wait, a good sword is 5 gold coins?
Oh no, like a decent one is what I'm trying to say. Not like a magical sword. Here's a good example, right? So if you wanted to hire a hireling, this might interest you. If you wanted to hire like a butler, you would pay them 2 gold pieces a day. So you've given him 25 days' wages.
That's good. I think that's good.
Okay.
I'm
cool.
happy with that.
All right. So you've also
The money's not real, David.
you've drawn your allowance, and so in that case, you walk in, and he looks at you, and then just very quietly, there's a clank as he locks the gate behind you. As you walk down the pathway to the front of the house, you could, as our camera perhaps pans up on a lovely crane shot, we can see racing towards the door, already locked, are the figures of Zephyr Bell and Deathlich, but the party is now well and truly split on both sides of the Great Divide. The Great Divide, of course, being the gates of the House Delgado, and there is not another 50 gold coins, unfortunately, on this side for our friends to get in. So, can the party be reunited? What is lurking beneath the sinister house of the Thin Man? And why has Tommy been so insistent that patting a dog on the back is called a hand job? For the answers to questions such as these, tune in or stick around because we're about to hit episode 2 of the Gribbits Detective Agency. Thank you.
What?